What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is a Money Monday edition, and I have my co-host with me today, Lisa Florenzen. We have another good show lined up for you. Today, we're going to speak about how to set goals and how the correct way to set goals and the importance of setting goals. And so, with that being said, what's been going on, Lisa?
Just hustling, just hustling. And we'll talk about, some stuff that has come into my view on my radar for small business later on in the show, Mike.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. So I definitely want everybody to make sure you stick around to the end. Lisa has a special announcement that I think that will benefit a lot of people, and so yeah, I was kind of excited. I'm excited too about this announcement. I just found out when you sent me the link, probably like a couple of days ago, and I was like, wow, I didn't even hear about that. So yeah, that'll definitely be yeah, I think a lot of
Stay to
people.
the end, everyone.
Yeah, make sure you hang around. And so now, but first, we're going to get started with talking about like setting goals and the importance of setting goals, and the right way to set goals. And the reason I wanted to speak about this is because with this YouTube platform that I'm on, this is like a new venture for me, right? And so, like when you're starting a new venture, you kind of have to have a framework which and a plan to operate under, because you're not familiar with the process, or with this platform or anything like that. And so you in order to build it, you still need to have a plan and everything like that. So with that being said, I came up with a few things, a few tips, to help people out as far as like setting goals. And we'll discuss them as I go along. So now the first tip I came up with as far as setting goals is to set short term goals. And so, Lisa, let me know, like, what do you think about like setting short term goals, and your experience with short term goals?
Well, I think they're great. I think they help people not be overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And short-term goals are, in my opinion, are things you want to accomplish in the next maybe 30 to 60 to 90 days.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and that's good. Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. And I feel like when you set short term goals, you like you said, you don't get overwhelmed, and it gives you a chance to see some victories early on in the process. You know what I mean? And I think that's important for you to be able to map your progress early and to see some victories early on in the progress. I mean, in the process. You
That
know.
is important. Yeah, I think, in the age of instant gratification, which has been around for decades, it's also helpful, like you said, to see progress early on, and it hopefully keeps you motivated to keep going and finish the rest of what you're planning to do.
Right, right. Yeah. So it's very important to set goals. Um, okay. And so the second tip that I came up with, well, through research, and that is to write your goals, write down your goals. A lot of times we, I know I do, a lot of times my goal, I try to keep them in my head, but I have lately got into the habit of writing them down, which I think is even more important. Very important.
I agree, Mike. I do agree.
Yeah, because now I think I had a stat that says like when you write down your goals, you are 10 times more likely to achieve success. So that's a big number right there. 10 times more likely to achieve success, and it definitely keeps you focused when you write your goals down. So that to me was another important tip. And so yeah. Now, what about like, do you have like a vision boards? Do you do vision boards or anything like that?
I actually do. It's really funny because for the longest time I wanted to do one. I wanted to do one, and I literally just did one like a year and a half ago, and it's on my refrigerator right now. And
Yeah.
I do tend to write things down. I'm a list maker, but the vision board really, you're supposed to be able to look at those things and maybe even touch them before your day begins and as your day ends, and just basically put good intentions in the universe. I know it sounds kumbaya, but really the vision board is for you to focus and look at the things that you want to achieve in your life.
Okay, and you said you have yours on your refrigerator?
I do.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to have, put it somewhere where you even if you may not pay attention to it or focus on it, but that
It's
by
there.
you seeing it, it's still kind of like, you're still kind of, it's in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah,
though
and
you're
how
not
many of us are not going into the refrigerator on a daily basis?
right. Yeah, that's a good place to to have. I have my vision board like right in my studio with me. But yeah, like, and I'm in a refrigerator more than I am in the studio, so that's probably a good idea to have it on the refrigerator. So yeah. All right. So another important part, I think, when it comes to setting goal is to, and I said this a second ago, celebrate small victories. And and celebrating small victories, I believe, it gives you confidence and it keeps you motivated for the long run. And so
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, definitely important to celebrate, like I said, small victories for motivation and for and to keep you focused. So yeah, and I find myself doing that from time to time, just especially with this YouTube channel that I just that I've been working on for a little while. Um, because sometimes when you're in the middle of starting a new venture and you're not familiar with it, it can be kind of discouraging. But when you see any type of success and you acknowledge that success and you celebrate that success, that, like I said, that helps to keep you motivated and keep you going. Because
100%.
yeah, it's always just one day at a time, one step at a time. Yeah. And so now, what do you think about this one? Building momentum.
Uh, is that so? Are we talking about when you have goals, they help you build momentum? Is that is
Right.
that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
angle
So
that you're taking?
right, or the angle, or like, say for instance, like once you achieve a certain amount of success, like you want to continue to, you don't want to slack off. You want to stay consistent with your momentum. Sometimes, whatever you had to do to accomplish the small goal that you accomplished, you want to keep that momentum going and just build on that, and so there won't be a let up. So it's about, I think, like staying consistent. That's mainly what I'm trying to say when I say you like building momentum.
I think the other thing with staying consistent and staying hungry. Like if you're at some level of success and you're still hungry for more, whatever that means to you, then that it also helps you build on what you've already executed.
Yeah, 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 I know. Yeah, and I do feel like that from time to time. Like once I see that I have achieved something, I've reached a certain milestone. That you're right. It makes you hungry and want to stay. Continue that momentum. Uh, Let me see. Another thing I came up with is learn the fundamentals, right? And I think like this is important in any venture, because learning the fundamentals will always give you like a baseline to operate from, a place to start at, and something that you can kind of like have confidence in. So some skills are something that you learn along the way where you can always revert back to them.
I like that. I think the fundamentals go not just hand in hand with, goal setting, but just, in general with life. I mean, if you want
Mhm.
to, learn manners or be a better speaker, if you want to build a business, start a business, there's got to be a foundation, a point A, basically, or a ground
Right,
zero from where
right,
you start. To learn, if none of us is born Tony Robbins, or none of us is born Elon, with Elon Musk skills. we acquire those. So yeah, I think learning fundamentals is pretty much your ground zero for anything you want to start.
Right, right, yeah, and
Cool.
I know. An example is like, say for instance, with like basketball, or a sport like basketball. Um, no matter how far you go along in a sport, you're always going to like practice layups, and layups is a basic shot. Not even not just for the novice but for the professional too. Like professionals practice layups, even if they've been in the league for years and years and years. You still want to practice layups, and and that's a basic fundamental shot, but it's very important to the overall you know to your overall success in the game. So yeah, that I just wanted to use that as an example. But yeah, learning the fundamentals, I think, is very important. Also, let me go on to the next one. This is the last one, and this is staying disciplined. And so, what do you think about this one?
Well, with goal setting, with goal setting or achieving anything that you want to get done, it's so easy to get distracted, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I deal with that too. I put down what my day is supposed to look like and when and what I'd like to achieve in this time frame. And sometimes I get railroaded or derailed. A phone call will come in and it may take me longer to get through that phone call, or some life happens. Okay, let's just put
Right,
it that way. But at some point, you have to pick your battles and decide what is more important. If you're building a legacy for yourself, you've got to stay the course. You can get distracted, but then you get yourself back on the rails and back head down and make your phone calls and write down your goals and check in with yourself and ask yourself, are you getting things done? Do you feel like you're getting accomplished?
mhm,
And so, yes, discipline for some people is super easy. It's like eating, it's like breathing for them. They don't
mhm.
have any problem with willpower or won't power.
Yeah,
But some people, it takes a little bit more. I mean,
right,
I'm
yeah,
guilty of it too.
right, right. Now, do you feel like you're when you stay disciplined, do you feel like you're more productive? You know,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, because you're keeping your eyes on the prize. You know what that discipline, the outcome of that discipline is, whether or not you say to yourself, I'm going to make 50 calls today to businesses, random, and it doesn't matter if they hang up on me, I'm just going to keep going. That's different than saying I might just do maybe 5 over a
yeah,
course of 8 hours. And but there's this YouTube video I want to take a look at on the Urban Platform Speaks, which I think you should watch, but
yeah,
maybe you should do it after you make your calls.
right,
So yes, I do think that discipline, uh, it can be cultivated.
right. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. That's good information right there. So yeah, like I said from the beginning, I just wanted to go over like goal setting. You know what I mean? Because I think that it's very important, especially like when you're starting out on a new you're taking on a new project, and maybe something that you're not familiar with, or you may not have had any success in that area. So it's because success is not it's not luck. There's no luck to success, in my opinion. It's you just have to work at it, and you have to have a plan when you set out to be successful. So that's why I wanted to talk about setting goals and how important it is, especially in an area where you don't really have any experience. So yeah, and I appreciate your input on it. So that's cool. So
Well, the end of the year is coming, and people talk about, resolutions and,
mhm,
goal setting might be appropriate for you at this time of the year. But really, if you, learn, do the fundamentals, write things down, start small, praise yourself when you do what you need to do. It doesn't become, a headache or a pain to have a resolution. You just make your own little, your own little goal sheet with your mind, and that you actually look at, and then, trying to stick to something won't be so hard if you're not as hard on yourself.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. That's good information too. So, okay, now without any further ado, tell us about this new this announcement that you had.
Okay, so this just came across my desk, like I told you a couple weeks ago. I just found out about this. I think it's very, very important for small business in the United States of America to know about this. Let me tell you that this is not employee retention tax credit. This has nothing to
Oh,
do with the IRS, or I mean, obviously it will, if you claim any money, but has nothing in that nature. What
mhm,
happened in a nutshell, and there's only so much I can tell you legally, but what I can tell you is that there was a class action lawsuit against Visa MasterCard, and they lost to the tune of 5.5 billion, with a B as in bag
yeah,
that money.
yeah,
With billion, they lost. And so now they overcharge fees that they charge to small businesses over the course of 15 years, from 2004 to 2000.
mm,
Yes, from 2004 to 2019 are up for grabs to any entity in the United States that had, that got used Visa MasterCard. So
mm,
this is a website that explains to you about the settlement, explains to you how easy it is to sign up and check and see if you qualify. You do not pay
mm,
a dime for this information. I am working with the founders of this company, so I will be 100% transparent with you that I am, in my business advisory capacity, am talking to businesses about this.
mm,
And I think it's, you've got a smaller window than you had with the employee retention tax credit. This window is only open for you to apply until February 4th of 2025. The
mm.
good news about that is that once you're in and you learn, you give them a little bit of information, and you learn where you're at in, as far as what you could get back from the Visa MasterCard class action settlement. The payments will start after February 4th, shortly thereafter. It's not like the ERC, where I literally still have clients that were approved that are in the IRS queue. They are still waiting for money to almost 2 years later. This
Oh
is
wow.
not going to be that. So
Oh, okay.
it's very telling, and it's very, I think, very, I mean, I'm stoked about it. I don't
Mm,
have a business that took Visa MasterCard, but I am very, jacked for all the businesses I'm going to be talking to
mm.
about this, so that they can get, qualify and get their portion of the
Yeah.
5.5 billion.
Okay, that's really good information. And so it entails, let me see, the litigation, like you said, began in 2025. And so basically it was about how let me see, initiated by merchants who claimed that Visa and MasterCard, along with several banks, colluded to set fees and rules for credit card, let me see, for credit card, MasterCard, and several banks. Oh, okay. So basically what they're saying is they overcharged their customers, and it
Absolutely.
caught up. Yeah, and it caught up with them. So yeah, that's really good information. And so let me see. And then also when you go to the website, which is cardsettlement.org, it also tells you how to submit your claim for settlement. And it looks pretty basic. Like the form looks pretty basic. You just fill out some information, let me see, contact information. And so, yeah, it looks pretty basic. That's
Yes,
pretty,
they're
you know,
not asking for a lot of information. And I would encourage you, in case, there are those out there that are skeptical, please do
Mhm.
read through the frequently asked questions. There's also, they don't need to, like I said, they don't need to pay upfront for this at all. And um, I think you have the link, so hopefully you can put my link in the in the chat or what have you. So if anybody has any questions, I am welcome to get on the, I'm happy to get on the call with you.
Okay.
Happy to explain further as much as I legally can.
Okay.
The company that I am partnered with right now is they are working very closely with the Class Action Council and the class administrators, the class action administrators. So there's only so much that I can legally say, but if you go through the website and the FAQs and such, and you still have questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I can get on a call with, my people and your people and answer anything that you'd like.
Yeah, I'll definitely leave your link and also your contact information down in the description below. Because people definitely don't want to miss out on this. And like I said, just going through this, it looks to be pretty basic, and it's not like really a lot of hard work. It seems like filling it
No,
out.
it really only takes, honestly, it only takes 5 minutes. We're not asking for, a retinal scan or, your DNA or, 10 years worth of taxes.
Yeah.
They're keeping it really basic.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and like I said earlier, when we spoke earlier, I had no idea about this this settlement at all.
Like I said, it literally just came across my desk a couple of weeks ago.
Hmm.
As I told you, and what I can say is the settlement actually initially ended in August. And then the class administrators went back, I guess, through the courts and asked for more time, and they were given 180 extra days. So they opened this back up and said, okay, you now have till February.
Okay.
So, I would really urge any small business. I don't care if you're I don't care if you're on Etsy or, if you don't have an EIN for your business, that's okay. Because if you are using your social security number, they can find out how much credit card processing you did on your business through that. So they're really trying to get the word out as much as possible to the businesses in the United States.
Yeah, we definitely because need to get the word out because, like you said, this ends in February, and February is like right around the corner.
Yeah,
You
it,
know.
it so is. So
Yeah.
yeah, please, I encourage you, if you're not a business owner, please tell a business owner that I don't care if they've only, been in business for a year or if they've been in business through the whole time, for the last 15, 20 years. There's 15 years worth of potential recuperable funds, overcharges they can get.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, that's good information. And because you always run across these type of opportunities from time to time. Anyway, you good at finding money for people. So that's I know people appreciate that.
I hope so, because that's really the whole goal of being a business advisor and working with small business is getting them what they need, whether or not it's advice or whether or not it's grants or whether or not it's money that either the government or a class action lawsuit that could,
Mhm.
could help them. That's what Money Mondays are about.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Like I said, this is information that a lot of people. This affects a lot of people, and I know people want to look into this to see if they qualify. For some money. Everybody want to get their money back.
Yes. So go to check out the site. Register. It doesn't take long. Contact me if you need to. Contact Mike, and we'll get on a phone call. Whatever it takes.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks again. Yeah. So Yeah, definitely look into this and see if you all if you got some money coming back. And so let me ask you though, Lisa, before we get off of here, how is your website coming along, like your merch?
I just uploaded some new designs. I'm looking into, TikTok may or may not get banned in the United States come the beginning of the year. So my hesitation to get it, to advertise on TikTok is going to be pending that decision.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm always designing new designs with
Okay.
the help of AI. And yeah, if people want to check out my merch or give me a shout out or what have you, there's always a sale going on.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, like I said, I appreciate coming up with giving us this and making this announcement for creditcardsettlement.org. And I appreciate you coming on to talk about, the goals and how important they are and the right way to set goals in order, to meet and reach your ultimate goal. And so I appreciate you coming on for that.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, and it's been a while since we did a show because we both been pretty busy with our businesses, so that's a good thing. You know, always good to be
But
busy
it's
with.
always good to be back, shooting
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Monday
definitely.
Monday for you, and we really do try to put out the best content that we think a small business and just people in general want to hear. I know Mike does other topics, sports based and entertainment based.
Yeah,
But for me, Money Mondays is really where I, like to hang out only because it's what I've been doing for businesses and people who want to start businesses for quite some time. So partnering with Mike on the Urban Platform Speaks has been great. And we just are hoping that you like it too, and will tell your friends and family to start watching this.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And as a matter of fact, I'll make sure to leave a comment. Let us know like what do you want to know, or what business topics that you would like for us to discuss for you. And leave a comment about that, and we'll definitely we'll read the comments and we'll discuss those business topics. Do our research and give our blue collar perspective and also the white collar perspective.
Yeah, I'm a blue collar too, so
Oh,
my
okay.
my white collar's a little needs a little spray and wash on there, but
Yeah.
yeah, we have your back.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we do that. So yeah, with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will check you all out on the next episode. Peace. All right. So, yep, let me see. Okay, did it go?